Well, welcome to day one of our series, The Creative Power of Genesis in Today's World. And over the next 7 days, we're going to step back into the very beginning, Genesis 1, and to discover how God's original acts of creation are not just ancient stories, but powerful patterns that still shape how we create, work, dream, and live today. And today's theme is In the Beginning, Creativity starts with chaos. And so let's begin. When we open the Bible, the very first thing that we encounter is not a polished world, not a finished creation, but chaos. Genesis 1:2 says the earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. So before God spoke, there was formlessness, void, darkness, and deep waters. Ancient symbols of uncertainty and disorder. And this is important because it means that creativity does not begin with perfection, it begins with mess. And most of us think that creativity requires clarity, inspiration, or ideal circumstances. But Genesis shows us that God creates out of chaos, and we do too. So let's talk about chaos in our lives. Chaos can look like not knowing what to do next, starting a new business or project, facing life transitions, or feeling overwhelmed, or having big dreams with no clear steps. And most of us act the same way. We panic. We assume that something is wrong. But what if chaos is not the sign of failure, but the sign of beginning? In Genesis, chaos is not a threat to God, it's raw material. Chaos isn't the enemy of creativity, it's the birthplace. And some of the greatest innovations in human history, new inventions, new art forms, new movements, come out of the moments when everything was uncertain, when life feels formless, void, and dark. And that's usually where God is about to speak. So think about your life. Have you ever noticed that right before breakthrough, everything seems to fall apart? So before a new job, a creative project, a new relationship, a new business, or a season of growth, things often feel confusing and unsettled. And that's not because we're on the wrong path. It's because all creation begins with disorder. So imagine an artist studio before the masterpiece, paint everywhere, or the kitchen before a gourmet meal, mess everywhere, or the brainstorming board before a great idea, scribbles everywhere. Every meaningful creation goes through this stage. If your life feels chaotic, you might not be you might not be failing, you might be creating. So the question becomes, how do we embrace chaos instead of fearing it? And here are just three practical truths that we can learn from Genesis. First one is, don't rush to erase the chaos, study it. God didn't panic, he hovered over the waters. And sometimes we need to breathe, observe, and to sit with the mess long enough to understand what needs creating. A second thing is the clarity that comes from chaos, not before. God didn't reveal the whole creation story at once. He creates one day at a time. Light, then sky, then land, then life. Your job is not to see the whole picture. Your job is to take the next creative step. And thirdly, we need to speak into our chaoses. God said, "Let there be light." See, your voice, your choices, and your actions shape your world. And you get to decide what the chaos becomes. So a modern application of this, your chaos is your canvas. So let's begin this in today's world. Think about entrepreneurs who started businesses after losing a job, artists who created masterpiece out of a personal struggle, leaders who found purpose after a painful season, and people who discovered new gifts in times of crisis. Many businesses were born in recessions. Many breakthroughs were born in confusion, and many callings were born in seasons of darkness. Chaos doesn't block creativity, it sparks it. Your work, your idea, your purpose might be hiding inside your uncertainty right now. So instead of trying to eliminate every mess, ask, what is the chaos trying to create? What story is beginning here? And what is God forming in this formless place? And as we close today, I want you to imagine the chaos in your life. And it can be a blank page, an unclear future, a stressful situation, an unfinished dream. Then hear the opening words of the Bible again. The earth was formless and void. But that wasn't the end. That was the beginning. If God can create a universe out of chaos, He can create something beautiful out of your life too. Your choice, your chaos is not a curse. It's a canvas. So ask yourself today, what area of my life feels formless and void right now? What creative possibility might be hiding inside this uncertainty? And what simple step can I take today, my own, and make it my own, and let there be light? So just take 2 minutes and write your answers. You'll be surprised at the insight that emerges. So thank you for joining me on day one, the creative power of Genesis in today's world. And tomorrow we explore day two, let there be light, the power of clarity. So until then, may your chaos inspire you. May your beginnings be blessed. And may you find courage in the creative power that God has placed within you.